Hello friends, I'm Varun Vohra, a US-based known expert in the area of IT risk, IT audit, IT security and IT compliance with extensive industry experience across top Fortune 100 companies, having authored and appeared in several media and journal publications. Welcome to my channel, IT with Varun Vohra, to master the fundamentals and concepts not available in any book or over the web. Most trusted and only channel which will help you understand all detailed steps on how to perform ITGC testing. Most important piece which requires in-depth knowledge of this domain and is not available anywhere else and is very much required to build or advance your career in IT audit, IT security, IT SOX, IT risk and IT compliance. Friends, I got a very interesting question recently related to the difference in the role of a control owner versus an auditor versus the risk and compliance function when it comes to findings and next steps, which I decided to cover in this separate video today, as it is an important concept which will help all of you. So today we'll learn the difference in the role of a control owner versus an auditor versus risk and compliance as it relates to findings and next steps through a very important and interesting example in change management area. So just a quick recap, friends, as discussed earlier in my videos related to 3 lines of defense or 3 LOD, that's in short how it's known. Please refer to those videos for thorough understanding of this important concept around 3 lines of defense. They are all available under the fundamentals and foundational concepts playlist on my channel. So there we discussed the first line, second line and third line of defense. So just a quick recap. The control owner sits in the first line of defense, which is the operations team, who runs the day-to-day IT operations like our application, server and database teams. The risk and compliance sits in the second line of defense, and their main objective is to help first line of defense in the design and implementation of processes and operations. And the auditor sits in the third line of defense, as they need to be independent for providing assurance over the control environment. I've listed the 3 buckets here: auditor, third line of defense; control owner, first line of defense; and then risk and compliance team, second line of defense. Now let us take the example of change management area, where the IT auditor, as part of the ITGC testing, has identified a finding which I've listed on the board here. And the finding is a very common one in change management, where several changes were not approved prior to deployment in production, and that has happened for quite a few times now. As part of this example, I'm just trying to explain the scenario. So we have changes not approved, several of them, and that has happened quite a few times, and that needs to be fixed. Along with, there is an SOD issue between the developer and the person promoting the changes in production, so there is no segregation of duties between them. So both of these issues which we have on the board here as well, they need to be remediated.